Welcome in, everybody. Let's go over what sold. We're going to pack these things in front of you. Usually I'm doing this live on YouTube and Facebook, but today I thought I'd get through one of these, show you detailed pictures without the chat, without answering the questions. But if you want to come in live and watch me and ask any questions, go ahead and do that. It's totally free. No Patreons, nothing. You don't have to pay anything. Go ahead and subscribe to YouTube or Facebook, and we will get started. 17 sales over on eBay, and 4 over on Poshmark, and 1 on Mercari, 0 on Depop. I'm surprised I had 1 on Mercari. Mercari's kind of been dead in the water. But as we go through this, I'll tell you what I sold. We'll start off with the eBay things. If it's a promoted listing, if it was a Nifty sale, or if it was a regular sale. And I'll also tell you how much I paid for each item. We'll go ahead and start off with Polo Ralph Lauren. Normally, I'm not picking up a lot of these cotton sweaters, but this was in really good condition, not washed out. It is a nice knit, and it is a 2XL. So I picked this guy up with the pony horse right there for $4.99 is my cost. This sold for $27.99, and it's sold via promoted listings. Now, I know there's a lot of hubbub about the new promotion thing that starts in January. We're not going to go over that in this video. But I will tell you, I promote everything in my store at 9% currently. And that's going to go out in one of these bigger eBay poly mailers. I didn't buy these. I got these through my coupon with my eBay store. But yeah, look out for those cotton knit sweaters that are Polo Ralph Lauren. Again, I don't buy them if they're super washed out. And I think after about 3 or 4 washes, they look like they've been worn pretty bad. So I don't get those at that point. But yeah, that was a promoted sale. So eBay is going to get about 20% off that sale, a little bit more. Next item is a Polo Ralph Lauren V-neck with a cut tag. But this is new without tags. I bought a whole bunch of these for $10 a piece, and I've been selling them for $29.99. This was also a promoted sale. I guess my take with, I guess we'll get into it a little bit. By the way, welcome in if you're new. My name is Brad, Source of Finds. I've been reselling clothing since 2016 here on eBay. I've actually resold on eBay since 2001. But yeah, these the new policy. If I sell more items, even if it's promoted, I'm fine with that. My buy cost is low, obviously $5 on the first thing, 10 on these, but selling them nonstop. Here's another one for $29.99 sold via promoted listing. And these are just, you list one time and you list a quantity of however many you have. It's so easy. Super easy. And as you can see, it might look like a mess in here if you're new, but this is my inventory system. I think most people that are newer or you watch, they have great inventory systems with the cardboard number systems and all that. This is how I do it. I have about 80 bins, and everything goes in a bin that's like the item. So for example, right here, I have a bin with brand new with tags Levi's right below it, vintage Levi's. It's kind of like a big closet. I just know where everything is, and I'm a solo reseller. I don't have anyone else helping me. It's just me. Take my photos next door and throw it in the bin. So as you see me packing this item, you just see me folding it, putting it in the envelope. That's it. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, you're going to get so many bad reviews. Listen, I haven't had any negative reviews or neutral reviews about my packing. And sold like 36,000 items. So I'm not saying this is the way to do it. I'm just showing you that you can do it this way and it's not going to hurt. Now this is a really good brand to be on the lookout for. The brand is Suit Supply. Suit Supply. This is a green sweater. I think it's just wool. It sold for $38.70. That means it is a Nifty sale. I list all my items 99-cent endings. So if I have an item end or sell like that, $38.70, that means Nifty sent out an offer and someone accepted it. Right now I have Nifty send out offers at 10% across all platforms. And it does it whenever someone is interested or clicks on an item. And I'm over here looking. What I do also is I print off all my labels. I get out all my inventory, print off all my labels. It's all right here, ready to go. That's what I can do. It's like this. But yeah, I have Nifty send out 10% offers on eBay. Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop for interested buyers. And then I have it, you know, do the recreates on all the platforms and the delisting and all that sort of stuff. And it's my cross-lister. Best ever. I know you hear me talk about it, especially if you're not new to the channel. I talk about it all the time. And people message me often or write, hey, I got Nifty. It's so great. It's the best thing. I agree. It's the best thing, that probably one of the best things that I've done for my business. So free trial, link in the description or at sourceupfinds.com. But this is a pair of new pants to me. It's called Oliver's. Oliver's. Have you guys heard of Oliver's before? I haven't. They're like a traveler pant or a commuter pant, kind of that stretchy material. They also have that little logo right there. I don't even know if it's a logo, but it's yellow and white. But someone bought 2 pair. So 2 pair, bought these for $5 each and sold both of them for $45.98, which means they were both 99 cents a piece. So $45.98 for these. Gonna ship these out again in probably one of these bigger eBay envelopes. Again, I don't buy these. I get them with my eBay coupons when I cash in my quarterly $50 eBay coupon. You used to be able to get a lot more with that $50. Not as much these days, but it is what it is. These work out great. These bags are great. Also, you'll see me maybe use later the Ground Advantage bags right here. These are great too for Poshmark. They're like the same thickness, really good. I have 100% faith in those bags. Next item, sold for $19.80. Again, that's another Nifty sale. Nifty sent on an offer, and this is a Brooks Brothers tie. Brooks Brothers Johnny Walker. So Brooks Brothers Johnny Walker collab. The comps, any Brooks Brother tie I buy is $1.99 for me, especially to just make sure there's no stains, pretty much. And I thought, you know, once I started listing, I'm like, all right, Johnny Walker, it's going to be worth quite a bit more. It wasn't, so not a big deal. But $19.80 from $1.99, good deal. Again, thank you, Nifty, for sending out the offer to get me that sale. So yeah, you'll see I actually sold quite a few, not quite a few, but I sold some ties. It's going to Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for the sale. So be looking for ties, Brooks Brothers, Zegna, Canali, Brioni, Charvet, lots of different. It also depends on your price range, right? Even Christian Dior ties have been selling for me more, and also Vineyard Vines. So just be on the lookout. This was, I took a best offer of $76 on this guy. This is a Stio women's. I've had this for a while. It's a retail arbitrage. So I bought this at a retail store and resold it online for $76. I think I paid 20 to 30 bucks for this. Had this for a while. I just sit on it during the winter or the spring and summer. It was listed, but I just sit on it. Nifty recreates all the time, so it's always fresh. It sold for $76. Getting down to it, 76 bucks. So best offer, women's Stio. Look out for Stio. They have a little pine cone as their symbol, as their little hit, as the cool kids would say, or logo, as I would say. It's a little like pine cone. So be on the lookout for Stio. Really good brand. It's like a Patagonia type of thing. Not too bad. Next sale. I just listed these. Vintage. Again, I do a little bit about everything. If you guys coming in here, I used to sell, again, but before 2016, antiques collectibles. So I have pretty good knowledge about all the hard goods as far as that goes. Not really toys and things like that too much. I'm learning. But I do. If I'll find vintage stuff, I'll pick it up. Kids stuff, I'll pick it up. Anything I can make money on that's not too hard to list, I'll pick it up. In fact, I pick up stuff that is hard to list, and I'll just list it on Facebook Marketplace and sell it locally. So like a golf bag, if I buy it for 10 bucks, it sells on eBay for 100. I'll sell it on Marketplace for like 70, 75, get it out the door the next day, and get cash in my hands. This is a Gerbeau pair of jeans. Gerbeau pair of jeans. I just sold these, like I said, or just listed these like yesterday, the day before. Gerbeau pair of jeans. Very wide leg at the bottom. Popular right now. You're watching this. This is November of 2025. Wide leg's been popular all year. Looking for South Pole, things of that nature. These sold for, let's see, I bought them for $7.99. They sold for $44.99. Pretty good sale on those. I remember before the pandemic, actually, like even before that, when I first started reselling, I would find the Gerbeau what do you call them? Like track tape or tape pants or whatever those pants are, where you had the bands around them, they're Velcro. I used to find those often. I haven't found those in years, but these still sell well too. So Gerbo, be on the lookout for them. They also make them in kids. Hey, I will take a spring and summer sale all day long. Here's a Territory Ahead, which I don't buy very much at Territory Ahead. It has to be like this, super unique for me to buy Territory Ahead. If it's a winter item, it has to be like a thick. I know the corduroy ones and the waffle shirts that are really heavy sell well. But Territory Ahead, cool little Southwest shirt. Let's see where this one is going. It's sold for $18.99. Regular sale, no Nifty, no promoted, and it's going to Oregon. Oregon, aren't you? You're a little bit chilly, right? I know, huh? Oh well, it's coming to you. You layer, don't you? All right, going to Sean in Oregon. Appreciate you. And again, I do these live, so usually I'm sitting here answering your questions. You know, why'd you buy that, or whatever. Even just daily life stuff we talk about. So normally I'm answering questions when I go live. I love going live. Was a teacher for forever, 13 years, so teaching's my thing. These are Peter Millar, and I know. I told you guys I haven't been picking up, and I don't really pick up the cotton Peter Millar button-up shirts anymore. But the other day, this is my bin of allotted items. You can see it's right here. Peter Millar. I've ran into all these like 30 Peter Millar cotton, all the same size button-up shirts. So I thought, I'll just pick those up. And I know they sell for, you know, whatever, maybe 16 bucks a piece. I'll pick them up $5 a piece and list them at like 14, 15 each combined. So these sold, there were 4 of them sold for $60. Not too bad, 60 bucks. Sold via promoted listing. There's my nice little fold job. And again, I'm going to use one of these eBay. I'm going to be running out of these soon. But yeah, I like to bundle sometimes. If I can find something I don't normally pick up but I wouldn't list separately, if I can find like that, I'm going to pick them up. Recently, I did the same thing with long sleeve button Orvis Active Fit shirts. Same thing. They sold for like $18, $19 a piece. Mark them down to where it would cost the buyer about $15 or $16 a piece. Bundle them up. They sell quick. You're still making really good money. So I have $20 into these, and they sold for $60. Happy, and I'm sure they're happy they got them all in one purchase. Next item is another Brooks Brothers tie. How about that? With the stripes, newer Brooks Brothers tie, and nice little stripes right there. People always say when I post little shorts like, people don't buy ties. People don't buy ties. I sold 2. I sold, actually, the next one, I sold 3. Here, but Brooks Brothers tie $1.99 and $18.99. So that's sold via promoted listing too. You kind of see where the price range I sell my ties at, about $18.99, $22.99, just for these bread and butter type of ties. Now, if it's a Brioni tie, I'm shipping it for, or I'm selling it for more, and I'm also shipping it in like a small box instead of something like this. These $18.99 ties I send in little poly mailers like that. They do just fine. Here is a blazer. I don't like listing blazers because they take forever to take photos of, but they hit so well when they sell. This was a 48 long. That's why I bought it. And it's a silk wool blend. Silk wool blend. It is John Nordstrom is the brand. Not the best brand. Again, you go into Nordstrom, they have your Zegna blazer there for $2,000, and then your Nordstrom with the same material for like $600. So a lot of people go with this. This only sold for $40, but I paid $7.99, and it sold fairly quickly. Again, really good return. I complain about it, but really I'm putting about 10 minutes of time into, what is in there? There's something in there. Let's see what that is. Sometimes you find things. What is it? What is it? Look at me. Such a good seller. Sending something that shouldn't go. Oh, of course, they're business cards. Business cards. Better throw those away. Someone can get a phone call. All right. So when I do my blazers, I fold them like this, kind of, and then I roll them up. That way they don't have creases in them. So they're kind of like a burrito. That's how I ship my blazers. This is going out ground as well. Again, so it's kind of like a burrito. Doesn't have a lot of folds when someone gets it and look all wrinkled. You'd be surprised. Again, I don't have any complaints when I sell it. But for like Ralph Lauren blazers, John Nordstrom blazers, those kind of lower, and normally that I don't pick up blazers. If there's a wool silk blend and it's a big size, I usually pick it up. $8, and they usually sell for around that $40-$50 mark. $17.99 for another tie, but this one is Jose Banks, brand new with tags. Jose Banks, usually a tie I really would not pick up very often, but since it's new with tags and I'm paying $1.99, I'm going to roll the dice every time on that one, you know what I mean? And it sold via promoted listing, that one did. This did. So eBay's getting it. Again, if I want to, with the new promoted coming out, what I could do is lower my promoted listing, see how my sales do. It's at 9%. I could lower it to 5% or whatever. I've done 0, I've done 2, I've done 5, I've done 7. I can lower it. I don't have to promote. The good thing is you can fiddle fart around with it for every minute, every day. You're not married to it. So whenever the promoted stuff, I know I said I'm going to get into this, but whenever that kicks off on January 13th, you see how your sales are doing. Normally for me, January sales are good. February aren't great. So just keep that in mind. Historically for me, my sales for clothing in February aren't that great. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure we'll have a lot of complaining about it during that February time. But you can lower your promote, or just don't promote at all. Then you don't have to worry about it. See how your sales are doing. If you have really good items, good prices with good photos, you probably don't even need to promote. Or just promote in the categories that are really competitive. There's a lot of items, a lot of competition, flooded, or just price it better. Price yours better. This is a Sunice, that brand Sunice. It's got that little V on the back. I do pick these up in jackets. They do okay with me. This is like a little vest. Didn't sell for more than what it would have sold because it has that hit on there. It says Oaks. But it did sell $29.90 or $22.99. Paid $5.99 for that. It did sell via promoted listing. So you see kind of these are all a lot of bread and butter. You watch my channel, I do have like big hitters and all that sort of stuff, but a lot of this stuff is just bread and butter. I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's not a super wealthy town, but it is a metropolitan area, and so we do have all sorts of walks of life. Got my vintage Gerbots, and I also have, Nordstrom blazers. And then I have these. These are awesome. Polo Ralph Lauren. You guys know my best-selling brand by far, Polo Ralph Lauren. There they are. These are a wool or a linen cotton blend. Linen cotton blend, black Polo Ralph Lauren. They are pleated. Pleated I used to never pick up, but all of a sudden pleated are in. I think Polo Ralph Lauren obviously has made a huge comeback, and then also like that Southern gentleman type of deal with the pleats and all that sort of stuff. That's kind of popular right now. These are going out ground advantage, and they sold for $42. So on these, I took a best offer. Did not sell via promoted. Just took a best offer on those. Linen, cotton, polo pants. If those were just cotton, I don't know if I would have picked them up. They did have that cool back, that back button pocket with the flap. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, linen, cotton. I'm gonna pick those up. Linen wool. I don't know if there's a linen wool out there. I don't know about that, but always gonna pick them up. Cool. A pair of cool jeans. How often do you find cool jeans? And also, they're stretchy. I would want to wear these for sure, especially if I was eating a lot of food. Yeah, this would be a good one. Pair of cool jeans. There's your little hit on the back. These sold for $32.99. How about that? Pretty good price on those. I did sit on those for about 2 months, but I knew, this time of year they're gonna sell. And these sold via promoted listings as well. Going out in a green envelope or blue envelope, ground advantage. Again, cool. I like finding cool. Normally we find them, of course, in the khaki type of pants. My best-selling pants for cool are the Stealth model, which are the convertible, which are the ones where the knees zip on and off. Those sell really quickly for me, right around $40. But a lot of the cool pants, if you can find the ones with name on the inside pocket, they make your listing time like half as long because it's easy to look at the model. You know what I mean? So that is all eBay. Let's do our one Mercari. We have one Mercari. Again, I cross-listed Mercari. You know what? And Mercari and Depop usually pay my Nifty bill for the month anyways, by even more than pay for it. This sold for $13.50. So I picked this out. It was Under Armour. I thought it was decent. I think it's probably one of those days where, we're in the thrift store and we're like filling up the cart. We're like, oh, I got to get that too. I got to get that too. I wasn't that picky. It sold for $13.50. I bought it for $5. Don't at me. I still made money on it. It is what it is. But it also is hunting season. This was actually, I just listed this. This was my storage unit. So if you don't know, I thrift year-round. I thrift all clothing, year-round clothing. And so like right now I have a ton of fall and winter to list. So that's my priority right now. Any spring and summer I just put in a box and put it in the storage unit for now. If I get through all my fall and winter, I'll do that next. But usually this will hold me all the way to like February, this fall and winter stuff, and then I can get right into spring and summer. And I don't have to be out there really looking for it. I have it all ready to go. That's kind of how I've been doing it since I started thrifting a lot more like 2018 or 19. So we have Poshmark. 4 orders going out on Poshmark. I started selling on Poshmark a year and a half ago, and Mercari and Depop when I started cross-listing. Definitely has boosted my income. I kind of consider it a side hustle, to be honest, because eBay was my full-time. Now Poshmark and Mercari, all these others are like side hustles, even like my Whatnot. I just did a video on Whatnot. I'm a part-time seller on Whatnot. I'm not like any big seller on there either, but I did a video like behind the scenes and all that stuff. And if you're a new seller, you want to go watch that video or are interested in selling, go watch that video. Go watch that video. Ariat denim jeans. One of my favorite jeans to pick up, and I know it's probably one of yours too, because if you price them right, they sell so quick. Don't find them all that often, but I do sometimes. They're like a better BKE. They're like a thicker stitch BKE. Definitely here in Indianapolis, if I go outside the city in the country a little bit, is where I'm going to find those Ariat jeans. These sold for $35. I paid $7.99 for these. Now remember, Poshmark is all ground advantage. So I got these from USPS. You have to call them or email them. You got to tell them your Poshmark account name. They probably don't even write that down or anything. And they send you your stuff. And I know they're on back order. This is not going to fit in here, so I'm going to put it in one of these. Actually, no, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in this. I'm trying to get rid of these anyways. These came too. I do not recommend getting these. These are the paper ones. I'm not going to send anything in these other than, these Poshmark sales. But fold that, put that in there. These are just awkwardly heavy. And they're just oblong. They're just awkward. Look at this. Look, for a pair of jeans, I mean, is it necessary to have all this? Whatever. Not my problem. They bought them. $35, paid $7.99 for those. Ariat. Great branded jeans. Now, I only sell women's clothing on my Whatnot, but I did sell these here. I always put good women's clothing in my Whatnot. These are Gap women's jeans. These sold for $24. Just brand new with tags. Boot, stretch, Gap women's jeans. $7.99. Yesterday I was thrifting. A lot of times when I find new with tag mall brand jeans, I'll pick them up. Especially in men's, almost every time for $7.99. But they had women's jeans, new with tags. They had a pair of Levi's. And I looked up comps. They just weren't worth it in women's. No offense to you women about your jeans. But it just wasn't worth the pickup for $7.99. They were new with tags. The model just wasn't great. And then they had some Old Navy ones right next to it, new with tags. I just didn't do it. If they were men's again, I'd probably pick them up $7.99. As long as I can sell them for $22 or over, I'm good with that. Again, $7.99 into $24 for these Old Navies. Just listed this the other day, and a lot of people want to talk about how, like, they don't get small and extra small. I think this is an extra small. Let me look at this. Or it's just a small. It's just a small. But a small Lululemon Ventec hoodie, really lightweight. These aren't, I wear Lululemon a lot. And these are, I have one of these. They're not that popular. Like, the hood does nothing for you. This sold for $19. 5 and a 19 all day. Size small, right? So if you're afraid of size small and people say don't get size small, do you? I pick up size small and decent brands. or good brands, obviously. But I sold for 19, bought it for 5. And then my final sale is a sale that you would probably guess if you watch me normally. And it's my best-selling brand. And they're the shirts that people say they never sell, but they do. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren. Perfect for this time of year. Almost flannel-y feeling. It's got green, navy, red. It's Christmas all over it. Or at least the holiday season all over it. This sold for 19. Actually, that Lululemon sold for 22. I have it written down right here. Lululemon sold for 22. This sold for $19. $19 for this. I almost put it in not one of these. So put it in one of these. $19. I paid $5 for it. Again, I can list these button-up shirts. I can take photos of them. I take about 5 photos, about 30 to 40 seconds. I can sell similar and list these in another 30 to 40 seconds. So I can list these super quick. The thing that takes me the most time might be buttoning them, but shoot, I'm gonna start having the kids do that. You know what I mean? All right, that's it, everybody. Normally I'm doing this live, answering your questions, and these are usually about a 2-hour long event or deal where I answer all your questions. So if you're new, make sure you come into one of those lives. It's usually 8:30 a.m. on Mondays, 8:30 a.m. on Wednesdays, which is today. And then sometimes I do some afternoon ones like on a Friday or Saturday. Just depends. But thanks for popping in. Make sure you subscribe and like it. And I will see you in the next one.